Hello, everyone. It is Friday, February 27th. I am at, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, Playcrafter's Barn. There's the barn in Moline, Illinois. It's my third venue in Moline. I don't like that light behind me. I do this. There we go. Here to see God of Carnage, which I know nothing about, but I wanted to check out the venue. I was actually supposed to see a show last night in Moline called Wordplay back at the Black Box Theater, but I've been sick this week, and yesterday I was just very, very tired, so I didn't. So I'm going to try to get to that tomorrow. I am seeing another show tomorrow night over near the Chicago side of the state, and Wordplay is in the Iowa side of the state, but one's at 2 and one's at 7:30. So I think I have enough time. It's just going to be a long drive in between. But thankfully that show was free. They take donations that I would give there, but I didn't lose any money on the ticket from yesterday, is my point. But anyway, new venue here. The third one I've gone to in Moline so far after the Black Box and the Spotlight. But doors open in a couple minutes, so I'm going to go in. I don't think I have assigned seats. I think it's just general admission, so I want to go in and get a good seat because I'm still a bit sniffly from my sickness. So hopefully I can get a seat kind of out of the way and off to my own side and not bother anyone. So time to go. Okay, today we are talking about God of Carnage. And there's a cat's butt for you. Knew nothing about this show. New show, new venue. The only concept that I had, and I honestly can't remember if I looked something up or if there was something that the social media of this venue posted, or literally if I dreamed it. And I know people say that all the time as a joke, but I've literally been having a lot of dreams based around plays lately. So that's a definite possibility. I feel like I had seen something about the God of Carnage being a reference to Mars, the Roman god of war. So my only thought was that this was somehow a story about the Roman deities, or at least metaphorically symbolic of the Roman deities, or referencing the Roman deities, or something. And it has absolutely nothing to do with that, which is kind of funny. I really enjoyed this show. And people that have been paying some attention to my past reviews, but maybe not full attention, might be confused, because I've said multiple times that I care about the characters in the story. And particularly when I talked about the play named after the character formerly known as Louise, I said that the lead was a terrible character, and I didn't have any sympathy for her. All the characters in this are terrible characters, but the storytelling and the revelations of how terrible their characters are throughout the play is the point. It's not something that you have to work past to get to some deeper story. Like, that's the whole point. And so the storytelling for me overcomes that. I don't feel the need to have sympathy for these characters, because the story's not asking me to. So, four characters, 4 actors. There's the entire cast. The entire play took place in one room, one scene, no changes. I was curious because the way the stage was set up, if I remember, maybe I'll put in a picture that I took into the video, but if here's backstage or the back of the stage. The stage comes out, and then there's seats on 3 sides. So it's almost theater in the round, but only on 3 sides instead of 4. But there was no backstage. There was like what looked like a false wall made of like panels and curtains. So I thought maybe they'd be like going back and forth between there to change scenes. That wasn't involved at all. There was an aisle coming this way, which is right where I was sitting. And so when characters would leave to go to a different room in the house, they would go down there and then they would come back. But all of the action scene all took place in one room. So it was interesting because it was engaging the whole time. They say right in the program, and they announced ahead of time that it was about an hour and a half with no intermission. One of the few shows I've seen this year with no intermission. It didn't feel like it was dragging at all. The staging was really well done because there were 4 characters, but there were at least 6 different seats. So like as different characters interacted and different emotions came up, and the mood and the vibe changed, people would move around each other, and it was very engaging all the way throughout. So I don't really have a ton to say about this. I'm also very tired because I'm recording this the night of, and it's pretty late for me. And as I said, I've been getting over a sickness, so my voice is still a bit. Not that it hurts to talk, but it's more of a strain than usual. So not a lot to say, but I really enjoyed the show. Acting is really great. There wasn't a lot of lighting changes. That's something that I've been trying to pay attention to lately. They had kind of a dramatic lighting at the very start and at the very end, but even all being set in one room, there wasn't any like fade outs and fade ins. It basically took place in real time. So no lighting effects, not even any. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Not even any different colors or anything like that, other than, again, the very start and the very end. My cat just jumped up onto a chair and fell off the back of it and tried desperately to cling on. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that, huh? And I don't mean to say that as a criticism. It's just interesting and unique among what I've seen. That it didn't need scene changes. It didn't need lighting changes because the acting and the blocking and the staging was dynamic and dramatic enough. So really glad I went. I almost thought about not even buying a ticket at all. And then even after I did, I still almost thought about just backing out of it. But I liked the venue. It's in a barn. It's not super duper fancy or anything like that. But there weren't many people there. Maybe it's because it was a Friday, but like I had plenty of space. There were no assigned seats, so I just found a seat on the right edge. That's where I like to sit. I found a spot that also had good leg room and elbow room. And it was right next to the aisle. So, only positive things to say. Yeah, I'm just going to stop. That's enough. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.